All right. Good evening, students. Good evening, all of you. IIT JEE, Athar. Yes. No, Siddharth. Right. Thank you, Nirja. Thank you, Adesh. Behind there is a window. I could not cover it. I am missing the background curtain. So, good evening, Monisha, Pranav, Adesh, Nirja, Pradeep, Chaitra, Pritesh, Sanjana, Kishore, Athar, Prajwal, Preksha. Good evening, Preksha. Good evening, Siddharth. No, Siddharth, it's not real. Good evening, Chinmay. Good evening, Prashant. Sat Sri Akal, Prashant. Saksha, good evening. Basavraj. Good evening. Why sorry, Rohan? Good evening, Rohan. Good evening, Shreya. Secret of the slide you don't know. He has done most of the ideal Babuji type role in the movies. So he appeared for IIT. Since then, IIT became IITG. IITG. Right. It's a joke, idiot. You don't, if you don't follow Hindi movies, then you will not understand this PJ. Okay? No, Rohan, it's okay. Even if we are able to see the match, that's more than enough. Shut up, Pranav. You are not able to understand it. It's a very good one. Go out there, Pranav. You don't know. Did Aloknath pass IIT? No. Such ideal people cannot pass IIT. Chalo. Yes, so let's begin our class. So today's class, what I am going to teach you is what I didn't teach you in the normal class. So in normal class, I have taught you all the basic stuff. I have not discussed any stereochemistry over there. I have not discussed any stereochemistry related questions over there. So today I am going to teach you the stereochemistry related concepts which I didn't teach in the normal class, right? So let's begin. So what do we have here is, we'll start with the recall test. I'm going to discuss most of the stereochemistry of E2 elimination today. So there is a recall test on E2 elimination only. Let's see how many of you remember it. Which of the following points is correct about E2 elimination? Which of the following points is correct about E2 elimination? Which of the following points is correct about E2 elimination? Ketan, check again. You cannot get anything easier than this. Right. So you will get another 20 seconds for this. Oh, yeah, this is 2 actually. Guys, this is 2. This is 2. This is 2. Chalo, let us end this on the counting of 1, 2, 3. Let's end this now. Let's end it now. Right. So obviously the answer is D. All of you are correct. E2 elimination order is 2. Order of the activity is tertiary greater than secondary than primary, because more is steric hindrance, more is elimination. Strong base favors E2. All these points are correct. I hope you remember elimination mechanism E2, right? Chalo, let's move ahead. Let's move ahead to our concepts. So I'm going to discuss the stereochemistry of elimination E2 mechanism. This is something which you get lot of questions on this in your book, right? You generally get a lot of questions in the books on this particularly. So what I'm going to start with, please pay attention. I'm going to do some examples and give a lot of problems on it. So please pay attention. So stereochemistry of E2. So remember one thing carefully. E2 elimination is stereospecific reaction. E2 elimination is stereospecific. Stereospecific. E2 elimination is stereospecific. Right? What is the meaning of it? I'll tell you. Before I go ahead, let me tell you about E2 elimination. The most important condition for E2 elimination is E2 elimination. For E2 elimination to occur, I'm writing the condition here. For E2 elimination to occur, for E2 elimination to occur, hydrogen and leaving group must be anti-periplanar. Now this word is very important. Anti-periplanar. Anti-periplanarity. This is a very important word. Right? This is a very important word. Now what does it mean? It means that if you take halogen, you are doing the dehydrohalogenation, let us say. The halogen and hydrogen, the base comes, takes the proton, and you get alkene. This is your E2 elimination. So what we are trying to say over here is very important stuff. What we are saying here is this CH bond and this CX bond must be anti-parallel to each other. Must be anti-parallel to each other. They should be at 180-degree angle. They should be at 180-degree angle. Then only E2 elimination can occur. If they are not 180-degree to each other, E2 elimination will never occur. Right? What I wrote on screen is not clear. It is for E2 elimination to occur, hydrogen and leaving group must be anti-periplanar. This is what I have written. E2 elimination is stereospecific. Athar. It's very much clear, man. It's quite clear, Athar. So, what I was saying, this CH bond and CX bond must be anti-parallel to each other. That means the angle between them should be 180 degrees. Then only this elimination can take place. Otherwise, no. Okay? Now, how do I understand that and why is it required? So this anti-periplanar condition, there is one very important thing. See carefully. There is a CH bond here. Correct? If there is a bond formed, there will be a bonding molecular orbital which has resulted in the bond formation. Right? There is a CH bond here. So this CH bond ke liye, you will have one bonding molecular orbital here. Filled bonding molecular orbital. Correct? So this bonding molecular orbital would be resulting in the formation of the CH bond. Correct? Now, this CX bond is there. There is filled bonding molecular orbital and empty anti-bonding molecular orbital. Right? So I'll draw it. It becomes easier for you. So this CH ka filled, I'm writing it here, filled bonding molecular orbital. CX bond is also formed by filled bonding molecular orbital, but there will be one empty anti-bonding molecular orbital. Right? This is your empty anti-bonding molecular orbital. Right? So when this leaves, it takes the electrons with it. X takes the electron with it. And when this bond breaks, all the electrons in bonding molecular orbital comes to the carbon. Right? If they are anti-parallel to each other, this anti-bonding molecular orbital and this bonding molecular orbital, if they are anti-parallel to each other, then the donation becomes very easy. They can easily donate it. Right? So this bonding molecular orbital can be, electrons can be easily donated to this empty orbital. Right? So as to form a new bond. Right? But if it was, let us say, like this, then it cannot donate it easily to this. Right? This is just like this. This is your bonding filled Anti-bonding empty. So it can easily donate electrons, right? That is why due to this interaction of filled bonding molecular orbital here and empty anti-bonding molecular orbital here, this results in the new bond forming called a pi bond, right? And if you talk in terms of MOT, this electron will have psi1, and here if you have wave function psi2, so the overlap of these two psi1 and psi2 waves, this will be giving you a superimposition will give you a wave of amplitude psi a plus or psi1 plus psi2. But if you don't understand it, it's fine. Just remember that there will be a filled bonding molecular orbital, empty anti-bonding molecular orbital. It is easier to donate electrons from filled to empty bonding molecular orbital to form the new bond in anti-parallel condition. Therefore, anti-periplenarity is the important condition for E2 elimination. Is this clear, everyone? Both of them should be anti-periplanar to each other. Is this clear, everyone? This is the first very important condition. Now, in case of cyclohexane, it is slightly different. Not slightly different, same only, but still. Yeah, any doubt in this condition, anyone? Any doubt in this condition, anyone? No doubt, many doubt, zero doubt, 100 doubts. Whatever. All these sleeping cows and bulls. What you didn't understand, Ganesh? It's quite logical, beta. If your one orbital is like this, other orbital is like this, will it be able to donate electrons easily? No. If it is like this, bonding molecular orbital of CH bond, you know, bond is formed by, when a bond is formed, atomic orbitals overlap. There is one bonding molecular orbital, anti-bonding molecular orbital. Bonding molecular orbital results in bond formation. Since there is a bond, I am saying bonding molecular orbital is filled. Since there is a bond, bonding molecular orbital is filled. If this bonding molecular orbital is filled, there is the anti-bonding molecular orbital which will be empty. So if they are anti-parallel to each other, it is easier for this to donate lone pair to form a pi bond here, coordinate bond or pi bond. Is that clear now, Ganesh? X, if X is on wedge, yes, you are right. Basavraj, you are right. In same plane, they should be anti-periplanar. Planar means same plane. Okay? Chalo. Now for cyclohexane, I'll take the condition here. For cyclohexane, it should be anti-parallel, beta, anti-parallel. This bond is towards this, and this is like this. Electrons are moving, see, in this direction, anti-parallel to each other, right? This is like this, this is like this. So they should be oriented in opposite directions. Okay, anti-periplanar. Athar, beta, what I said in this slide is already repeated 2 times. That I will just say it in one line. I will not explain the reasoning here. I am saying your leaving group X and hydrogen which are leaving here should be at 180-degree angle to each other. They should be at anti with respect to each other for E2 elimination to occur. If they are not 180-degree to each other, E2 will not happen. Is that clear? Now for cyclohexane, it is slightly different. So see cyclohexane. If you see cyclohexane, so cyclohexane exists in chair form. First of all, you should understand that. For cyclohexane, the condition is your leaving group X and hydrogen X. Both should be present on 1,2 diaxial position. Then only E2 can occur. Both should be present on. Shut up, Pranav. I will do it with the way I want. Right? First, let me teach the way I want to teach, Pranav. I will take the example when I feel the need to take. Don't worry. I have everything planned. Okay? So just shut your mouth for now. So what I'm trying to say here is, if you take the x here, इसमें confusing क्या है man? I don't understand what's confusing in this. H should be like this, x should be like this. दोनों एंटी पैरेलल होने चाहिए, एंटी डिग्री 180 डिग्री एंगल पे होने चाहिए. इससे ज्यादा और क्या confusing है इसमें? I'm not telling you to solve question on this directly. I'm just telling you to remember the condition. So why you should get confused in this? There is nothing called confusion here, right? I'm not telling you are doing that. I'm just telling you, I'm not asking you to solve the questions only now. I have just told you the condition. I have not taught you the concept. I have just told you this is the condition, beta, ki x and h should be anti-periplanar. Did I teach you how to solve question on this? No. Why are you worried about it? Similarly, cyclohexane mein the condition is your hydrogen and halogen must be present on first. This is first carbon, this is second carbon. On first and second carbon, both of them should be on axial position. Then only it can occur. If it is on equatorial, this is on axial, E2 cannot occur. If the hydrogen is on equatorial, X is on axial, E2 cannot occur. Both of them should be present on adjacent position, 1 and 2, and they should be present on axial position. Now you can see this is above the plane, this is below the plane. So they are like this. Above the plane halogen, below the plane hydrogen. They are 180 degree to each other, right? So this is same thing. This is the same thing. Basically, this condition is same only. But you should remember that halogen and hydrogen, both of them should be present on axial position. Very important. Both of them should be present on axial position. Now I'm going to take some examples of this. Post that I will go to the question part. So please check this carefully. Okay? So if it is given like this, let us say you are given like this. Fisher projection mein you are given a compound like this. CH3, phenyl. Let us say there is a H here, there is a Br here. And they told you that you have treated it with alcoholic QH. Now you have to identify, obviously HBr will be eliminated. You have to identify the alkene which you get here is going to be a trans alkene, or is it going to be a cis alkene? Which alkene you will get? If you want to find that, for that this stereochemistry is very important, right? Let us see how we will solve this. So the idea of solving this question is, first write it in Newman projection, right? Always this is the right method. Write it in Newman projection. How do you write it in Newman projection? Remember eclipsed, Fisher is always, I told you one statement there, Fisher is always two dimension. So Fisher is always eclipsed. Fisher is always eclipsed. Fisher is always eclipsed. So let us draw it in Newman form. This is my first carbon, second carbon. So Newman form, first carbon I am drawing first. Methyl, left side phenyl, right side hydrogen. Correct? Now, the second carbon, methyl, I am drawing eclipse conformation. Fisher is always eclipsed. Left side phenyl and right side Br. Correct? Now you have to rotate it in such a way that your H and Br should be anti to each other, 180 degree to each other, right? They should be 180 degree to each other. And the other thing you should keep in mind is bulky groups should also be far away from each other. Both the conditions are very important. These two should be far away from each other and H and Br should be 180 degree with respect to each other. So I'm going to rotate it by 180 degree so that this Br after 180 degree will come here. Phenyl, methyl after 180 degree will come here. Phenyl after 180 degree will come here. So I'm going to one of these rotate, one of the second carbon by 180 degree. Like this you can rotate, or like this you can rotate. How much? 180 degree. So if you rotate it by 180 degree, what you'll get? First carbon as it is, right? Now, Br after 180 degree will come here. Phenyl after 180 degree will come here. Methyl after 180 degree will come here. Correct? Now, H and Br are trans to each other. You can do the elimination. So now the elimination will occur. This will go like this. This will go like this. When it happens, both the methyl are trans to each other. Right? Both the methyl are trans to each other. So your product obtained here will be trans alkene. Your product obtained here will be trans alkene. Right? So your product obtained here is trans alkene. So this is not the right product. This is the right product. Is this everyone? First thing, convert Fischer into Newman always in eclipse. Then rotate it by 60 degree or 180 degree so that these two go 180 degree to each other. Then do the elimination. When you're doing this rotation, make sure the bulky group should be as far as possible. Okay, to reduce the steric hindrance. Is this clear, everyone? Any doubt whatsoever on this? Any doubts whatsoever on this? Now, do you understand the importance of converting Fischer into Newman-Keeton? I still remember when I was teaching this conversion, you had asked me this question. Now, do you understand the importance? Always H and Br should be 180 degree. Correct, Gauri? So, Prashant, last step mein nothing, Ray. Just eliminate HBr. You can see CS3, CH3 are 180 degree to each other. So, trans. PHPS are 180 degree. Trans configuration. Right? Pranav, without conversion, there is a high probability you will get it wrong. In this example, it is easy. Let us take one more example. If I take something like this, because reactions will be very widely different. They will not be only this reaction. You'll get lot of reactions. Let us take methyl here, phenyl here, or let me take one weird configuration. Phenyl here, Br here, H here. It can be given any way. You don't just think ki haan, they will only give in this form. Yeah, H, Br on same side. They can give H here, Br here, H here. Any form they can give you. Your method will remain same, right? Your method should always remain same. It should never change. So if you try to do this, do the Newman. So first carbon Newman is PH, left mein CH3, right mein Br. Second carbon PH, left mein H, right mein PH. Right? Now the rotation should be such that your H and Br should be anti to each other. So if I rotate it by 60 degree, it will come here. Correct? If I rotate it by 60 degree, it will come here. So rotate it by 60 degree, it will go here, and you will get what? First carbon as it is, PH, CH3, Br. So after 60 degree, H will come here, PH will come here, and what is left? CH3 will come here. Right? Now, if you do the elimination now, what do you observe? Phenyl and methyl are opposite. So you can draw it. Phenyl and methyl opposite. Just a minute. So what do you get? Both the phenyl are on same side. It is your cis alkene. Is that clear? One CH3 is missed. It's there, no? Both the CH3 are there. Ronesh, both the carbon has CH3, phenyl also, H also, Br also. In second step क्या? Both cases में we have taken phenyl. So phenyl left में H. Okay, now there is a problem. We have to repeat it. We have taken phenyl instead of methyl. Just a minute. First carbon as it is, phenyl. Second carbon, methyl, hydrogen, phenyl. So there is a methyl here. Now we have to do it again. After 60-degree rotation, what you will get? Phenyl, methyl, bromine as it is. This hydrogen will come here. And methyl will also shift by 60 degree. So methyl will come here. Phenyl will come here. Now if you do the elimination, what you will get? You will get phenyl, phenyl opposite to each other. And methyl, methyl opposite to each other. So again you are going to get trans product. Yes, again you will get trans product. I had missed one methyl here, that's why I was getting a wrong product. Is that clear, everyone? So will you be able to solve questions like this? CH3 into Fischer, so that CH3 are at end. You can do that. Adesh. You do 180-degree rotation and then convert it into Fischer. Your answer should not change. You should get same answer by both the methods. Simple. You should not get different answers. Okay? Yes. Is this clear, guys? Now I'll take some examples of cyclohexane and then I'll move to questions. I'll give questions to solve, don't worry. I'll take one more example of cyclohexane, then I'll move to questions. Yes. Arey Vijay, you are shifting whole CPU kya? Chalo. Right. Both the questions were same. You are getting the same product. That means this and this compound should have been same. Now let me give you one chair form example. If I take cyclohexane, remember you have to draw the most stable conformation first. This is your tertiary butyl. Remember, what did I tell you about tertiary butyl? Did I tell you something about tertiary butyl? Did I tell you something about tertiary butyl? Very good, Pritesh. I had told something about tertiary butyl. What was that? Tertiary butyl is always known as tertiary butoxide. Nahi, Mansi. I said tertiary butyl is known as what? Locking group. It is known as locking group. That means you will first fix tertiary butyl on equatorial. Now with respect to this, let us keep one Br here on wedge. On dash, I am keeping a methyl. Now I want to solve the elimination product question here. It's very obvious. If Br is above, then next carbon, hydrogen should be on dash. But here hydrogen is on wedge. This is above, this is also above. It's not anti-periplanar, correct? But here one hydrogen will be below, one hydrogen will be above. So elimination can happen from here, but not from here. Is that clear? So I repeat, this is Br above. So next carbon should have on below what? Hydrogen. But here below pe what is present? Methyl is present. Hydrogen here is present above. Above, cis. Anti condition is not satisfied. So elimination cannot occur from this hydrogen. On the next carbon, there is a hydrogen below also. There is a hydrogen above also. So Br above, hydrogen below, elimination will occur and double bond will come here. Correct? So that means whether you will get product like this, whether you will get product 1 or you will get product 2. Which product are you going to get? 1 or 2? Which product are you going to get? 1 or 2? You will get first product, not this one. Correct? But this has This has more hyperconjugating structures. That means this is your Sitzer product. This is your Sitzer product. This is your Hoffman product. So here your major product is Hoffman. Here your major product is Hoffman. Chetan, I have already given you the reason. This is Br above. For elimination to occur, next carbon pe hydrogen should be below. Do you have hydrogen below here? No. Methyl is present below here. Hydrogen is present above here. So hydrogen above, Br above. Can elimination occur? No. It should be anti. So here hydrogen is below also. Hydrogen is above also. Hydrogen below, Br above. Anti to each other. So elimination will occur here. This is your major product. Is that clear? Why won't elimination hydrogen eliminate from CH3? Acha, if you eliminate hydrogen from CH3, CH2 minus, this carbon is having plus. Where will you form double bond? This carbon should get negative, no? Why are you giving negative to this carbon? You want to form 3-membered ring. फालतू में ring expansion. Is the carbocation formed in E2? Do you get carbocation in E2 elimination? Pranav? Do you get carbocation? Then why ring expansion? Kuch bhi. Is this clear, guys? Now let us draw its chair conformation and see. If you draw its chair conformation, first I will fix tertiary butyl on equatorial and above. So this is my tertiary butyl on equatorial and above the plane. Okay? Equatorial and above the plane. So if you leave one carbon, next carbon has methyl below. Leave one carbon, next carbon, methyl is below on axial. So methyl is here. Hydrogen is equatorial. Hydrogen is above. Then next carbon, Br is above. Br is above. So here your Br will come above, hydrogen will come below. So do you have 1,2 diaxial condition satisfied here? Br is on axial, hydrogen is equatorial. Can you get elimination from here? No. Check the next carbon. This carbon has hydrogen on axial and equatorial. So here axial below, axial above. So 1,2 diaxial condition is satisfied here. So it can easily undergo elimination. So therefore double bond will come here. Is that clear, everyone? So this is your chair form example. This is a question based on chair form. Any doubt whatsoever, please ask. Any doubt whatsoever, please ask. Any doubt whatsoever, please ask. Chalo, let's move then. I didn't see any doubt. That's good. Maybe the cows are on the snacks. Let's move ahead. So, Wittig reaction, I'll come to it later. Let us solve some questions on it first. So this is your first question you can see on your screens now. Tell me what will be your product obtained here. Not homework, sorry. Do it now. So this is based on the same concept. Try to get the answer to this. Try to get the answer to this. Try to get the answer to this. Solve it, do not guess it. Yeah, it is CH3, you can take it as CH3. Up to you, it can be CH2 also, Pranav. It can be CH2, Pranav. I did it just now. Acha, chalo, let's end this then. I did it just now. Is it? Chalo, let's end it then. and C. Oh, if I have done it, then still there are only few of you who have voted for it. Why? Why only few of you have voted for it? If I have solved it, why only few of you have voted? Yes, this is the same question I have solved. This one. So the answer was transalkene. So your answer was transalkene. Right? B. I think most of you have voted B only. Some of you have voted A. Preksha, your legend. You know. Let's do the next one. Try this. Here the base is different, but the reaction is same. Try to solve this. Here the base is different, but the reaction is same. Here the base is different, but the reaction is same. D is deuterium. D is deuterium. Right. So you can check it. And tell me what's the correct answer. I think Pritesh, you are right. I think so, Pritesh, you are right. Pranav, you need to check your answer again. Ankit, Ronald, Adesh, Chetan, Sanat, Vaibhav, all of you are right. Chaitra, check again. Abhishek Patel is right. KV Chetan, why you change your answer, man? Priyadarshini, right. Kishore, check again. Keetan, you also check again. Pratiksha, you also check again. क्या कर रहे हो यार तुम लोग? Pratiksha, how can it be C, beta? Both D are on different carbon. How you gave both D to same carbon? How can you even vote for D, Pratiksha? Sorry, C, Pratiksha. Yes, Janvi, right? Prajwal, right? Chalo, let's end it on a count of 3, 2, 1. Now. So let's end it now. Finally, I have the vote from Aditi. That's good. Aditi is like, chalo, let's vote for this time. कभी कभी कर देना चाहिए ना. Sometimes we should do such things which we don't like to do, है ना? चलो. So let's see this one. If I take this, there is CS3, DH, Br, D, CS3. If you have this, right? Shisha, you are right. What I am going to do is, I am going to write its Newman. CS3, DH, CS3, Br, and D. I'm going to rotate it by 180 degree so that this Br not 180 degree. There is CH here. I'm going to rotate it by 60 degree so that this Br will come here. So if you do that, CS3, DH as it is. So this Br on 60 degree rotation will come here. Methyl on 60 degree rotation will come here. D on 60 degree rotation will come here. Now eliminate HBr. Both these CH3 is on same side. So if you put your double bond like this, you will get both the CH3 on same side, both the D on same side. That means your answer will be A. Your answer will be A. CH3, CH3, D, D. So the correct answer is A. Is that clear? So Ketan, Kishore and Chaitra, Chinmay, I hope you understand now why the answer is A. Check your answer again. The correct answer is A. Is that clear, everyone? It will not depend. You have to just make sure that H and BR are 180 degree to each other. That is the important thing. D is useless. C is also useless. These two options should not be present only. Okay? D and C are fully useless options. So let's move ahead. Both the D cannot be present on same carbon. They are present on different carbon. So let's move ahead. This is your next question. Related to cyclohexane. Related to cyclohexane. Oh, really, Adesh? I have this strong gut feeling many of your mind is diverted towards IPL. That's why you guys are answering wrong. If that is so, I am going to take your brain and throw it into dustbin. Pyar se, like this. Pranav have come up the first answer, but the wrong answer. Priyadarshini, you are also wrong. Many of you will get it wrong. Yes, methyl is on dash, Cl and isopropyl. These are wedge, this is dash. Most of you will get it wrong. Mohit has got it right, that's good. Chaitra has got it right. Danush has got it right. Monisha has got it right. Chinmay has got it right. Rajrandan, check again. Pratiksha T has got it right. Kushal Gowda has got it right. Chalo, you have another 20 seconds for this. Maximum, not more than that. I am going to give you another 20 seconds for this. Aishwarya is right, Vaibhav Kotri is right, Aditi, Aishwarya BT, Keetan check again, Janvi is right, Ganesh check again, Chetan check again, Preksha check again, Pritish check again. Pritish, have you lost your mind? Chalo, let's end this on the count of 3, 2, 1. Now, let's end it now. Saksha is right. So, the correct answer here is C. This is very easy. Cl is on wedge. So, next carbon pe hydrogen should be on dash. So, hydrogen is on dash here also. Hydrogen is on dash here also. You eliminate this hydrogen from carbon, you'll get a double bond here, that means C product. And if you eliminate dash hydrogen from here, then you'll get double bond here, that means your D answer. So either you'll get C or D, but we know during dehydrohalogenation, your base is not bulky. Your base is not bulky, so you should get Sedgwick product. In this case, I got Hoffman product because my here elimination was not possible for Sedgwick. Sedgwick was not possible only. That's why I got Hoffman. That does not mean you will always get Hoffman. If you get Sedgwick, Sedgwick is your major product. So here, the product will be C because this is Hoffman. This is Sedgwick. Major product is always Sedgwick except 3 conditions. Base bulky, halogen should be fluorine, and conjugation. In these 3 cases only you can get Hoffman product. So here your product will be C because it will be having more hyperconjugating structures. Right? Whereas this will be having less hyperconjugating structures. So this C is major product. Is that clear, everyone? So the major product is C because it is Sejaf and major product. In the previous example which we had taken, Sejaf was not possible only. There was no hydrogen available. If Sejaf, Hofmann both are possible, Sejaf is major product. Is that clear, everyone? Lot of you have voted wrong. Is that clear? There was lot of you who were confused between C and D. Chalo, let's move ahead. Next and the last example, rest will be homework. Observe, BR is this one. This is your leaving group. Observe this carefully. Observe this carefully. Observe this carefully. Observe this carefully and tell me what's your answer. So let me give the options. This is easy if you are smart. If you are not smart, this is difficult. If you are smart, this is easy. If you are not smart, this is difficult. So all of you are voting all the options. That's strange. So I'm going to end it in next 20 seconds. So please vote fast. So let us end it on the count of 3, 2, 1. Now. Yes, Aditi, you are right. So most of you have voted wrong. So I'm ending this now. Ganesh is right. So the correct answer here is A. Why A, not B? Dekho. Br is on dash. So next carbon pe hydrogen should be on wedge. So here wedge pe you have methyl. Here wedge pe you have deuterium. Both the side wedge pe you don't have hydrogen. So dehydrohalogenation is not possible. If dehydrohalogenation is not possible, then among CD bond and CC bond, CD bond is weaker. So dehydrohalogenation nahi, deutero dehalogenation will take place. Now Br is below, deuterium is above. So Br will go from here, deuterium will go from here, and you will get a double bond here. So hydrogen cannot be eliminated because it is not present Nt to Br. Right? What is present Nt to Br? Either deuterium or methyl. Which can be eliminated easily? Deuterium. So deuterium will eliminate. So if you remove dBr, you'll get a double bond here. That means your correct answer is A. Is that clear? It's a very famous question. It's a very, very famous question. Okay? It's a very, very famous question. I hope it is clear. Is that clear, everyone? It's a very important one. This also tells you, that deuterium can also be eliminated if hydrogen is not available for elimination. Chalo, rest examples which I have considered here, you can take them at home, practice them. It's a very important question. See, dehydrohalogenation, right? Everything is E2. Dehalogenation, ZnCl2 is eliminated, ZnCl2 is eliminated. That is also E2. You'll apply the same stereochemistry there. Okay? You can ask me doubts on these questions on WhatsApp. First try them. This is your homework 1, your homework 2, your homework 3, your homework 4. these are the 4 examples you have. So I repeat the homework. You can take the screenshots one by one. First, take the homework 4 screenshot. I hope you have taken it. This is your homework 3. You can take a screenshot. I hope you have taken it. This is your homework 2. I hope you have done this also. Then comes your homework 1. Okay? I have given you 4 examples as homework. I hope you will be able to do it. Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear, everyone? So this is your stereochemistry. So Ankita, Pooja, Shreya, Hari Prakash, you had eaten my forebrain for so long by asking the doubts on these questions. Now you can go home and solve all those questions. You'll get the answer. Is that clear, everyone? Chalo. Let us move ahead. Chalo. That was a sarcastic statement, guys. Do not take it seriously. Now I have to teach you one more reaction, which is called Wittig reaction. Not much details about it. Sometimes on an off day they can ask in exam. So what is Wittig reaction? Please see this carefully. Right? Wittig reaction, what it says. So if I take, what I'll do is, I'll take first, I'll take a RCH2X, any halide. Then phosphine is PH3, ammonia is NH3. If you take, instead of ammonia, if you take phosphorus, PH3 is phosphine. If you replace all hydrogen by phenyl, then it is called triphenyl phosphine, written as PPH3. It is called triphenyl phosphine. So if you take this, so this will undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction, donate lone pair here, so that you get RCH2, phosphorus has donated lone pair, PPH3, so it will get a positive charge. This is the first step of the reaction. Have I taught it in hydrocarbons? Pritesh, have I taught it in hydrocarbons? In alkene के preparation में? Correct, ylide. If I have taught it, then so no problem. I'll go very fast. I have taught it. Ylide, phosphorus ylide you'll get. Very good. That means I have taught you a lot of things there. So now you can write this CH as H. I'll revise it in any case. If you treat it with RLI, RLI is just like Grignard reagent, RLI, RMGX, R2CLI, these are organometallic compounds. So their function is they will give you R minus. Now this R minus can either act as a nucleophile or act as a base. It will act as a base if you are reacting it with some species which can give H plus ion. So here this hydrogen is acidic. Why it is acidic? Because if you remove this H plus, negative charge comes here, positive negative double bond. Right? It will become stable. Negative charge will be, conjugate base will be stable. So it will lose H plus, right? And R minus will take H plus. So what do you get? You get R, CH, double bond, P, PH3. Correct? You can either write it like this or you can simply write it as plus minus also. Minus, plus. These compounds are known as phosphorus ylides. Phosphorus ylides. Li will be present here as a salt. Li plus C minus. Okay? Now, if you take this carefully, next step mein what you do? Next step mein you can also write it like this. RCH double bond PPH3. Then in next step, you treat it with some aldehyde and ketone. So let us say your aldehyde and ketone is this, C double bond O, R, R. What happens next? So this bond will break like this, oxygen gets negative charge, this bond will break like this, phosphorus gets positive charge. Positively charged phosphorus, negatively charged oxygen will combine. Negatively charged carbon, positively charged carbon will combine with each other. So this cyclization will occur like this. Okay? So if you break the pi bonds, you will get C, H, R, single bond PPS3, C, O, R, R. I'll repeat, break the pi bond like this, oxygen gets negative charge, break this bond like this, positive charge, positive negative combine, similarly negative positive combine. You'll get a cyclic ring. This is known as oxophosphatane. This is known as oxophosphatane. Then it again breaks like this. This breaks like this, oxygen gets negative. This breaks like this. Phosphorus gets positive, oxygen gets negative. It will form a double bond. Carbon negative, carbon positive, it will get a double bond. So what you will get is C double bond C, H, R, C, R, R, and you'll get C double bond O, PS3. So you'll get alkene as the product. Yes, it will be there. Steric hindrance will still be there. That's why the ring is breaking. So you'll get an alkene. Now, if you talk about stereochemistry of this, I will not take the stereochemistry in detail. Till date, it has not been asked in JEE Advanced. If it is asked, majority of students may not be able to do it because majority of the coachings, majority of everyone don't teach this concept. So stereochemistry, may just remember one thing: stabilized ylides gives E alkene. E and Z, you remember? Do you remember E and Z alkenes? E isomer and Z isomer. E means trans, Z means cis. We had done it in first year. So if you have stabilized ylides, then it will give you E alkene. What do you mean by stabilized ylide? So I know my ylide is like this: H, carbon negative, PPS3 plus. Correct? Stabilized ylide means it is a carbon ion. Which kind of group stabilizes the carbon ion? If instead of hydrogen, I take some group here, which is electron withdrawing group. That means minus I and minus R. Or simply if it is a resonance present here. So if your carbon ion is stabilized by any of the resonance or minus I or minus R, then that ylide will always give you E or trans alkene according to stereochemistry. Okay? You can take the example of this. If you take, let us say you have CH double bond CH2 R minus PPS3 plus. Now this negative charge here can be stabilized by resonance. So if you take this as your phosphorus ylide, it will always give you E alkene. This will give you E alkene. And if your ylide is not stabilized, that means only R alkyl group and hydrogen is present, unstabilized ylide, no electron withdrawing group present, it will give you Z alkene. Right? Just remember this. Z means cis, E means trans. Just remember this. This is very important. Okay? So we are done here. This is all I had to teach you extra in this. If you have any doubts, you can ask. We'll finish with our Kahoot. And that will be all for today. Yeah. If there's any doubt in this, guys, you can ask. Fourth step of phosphorus ylides. Chetan, what is the fourth step of phosphorus ylides? Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Are you asking this step, Chetan? Chetan, are you asking this step? Simple. Break this bond. Carbon positive, oxygen negative. Carbon is more electronegative than phosphorus. Break this bond. Carbon negative, phosphorus positive. Phosphorus, oxygen bond. Phosphorus, oxygen bond. Carbon negative, carbon positive bond. Bond. Simple. Then oxygen is more electronegative. Break it like this. Oxygen gets negative. Break this bond like this. Phosphorus gets positive. Positive negative, double bond. Carbon negative, carbon positive, double bond. Alkene. Is that clear, Chetan? Chalo. Let PPS3 is not rearranged, regenerated, but PPS3 is generated. No, PPS3 is not catalyst. It is a reagent. It is a reagent, Adesh. Let me give you the game pin. Just a minute. Let me give you the game pin. Yeah. Homework 4. This is your homework 4. Vedraj. Game pin is 249721. 249721. Game pin is 249721. 249721 is the game pin. I hope, Vedraj, you had copied the 4th homework. So 249721 is your game pin. Chalo. Never first. There is someone who is never first who has joined. Watchdogs 2, welcome. Somebody is joining with my name also. Joining with my name may not mean that you win. Are Sohan, you are clearing your camera, kya? Sohan, what are you trying to do, man? Now you have to stop the video. What are you guys doing, man? Chalo. We'll start. We'll start then. Anybody else on the wait list? Nobody. Right? Chalo. Let's start now. कैसे कैसे नाम ले लेते हैं लोग और भाई कैसे चलो let's start then. So here we started now. Just a minute. I have never won. What should I do if you have never won? Yeah. So the quiz is, the title is sufficient. आएंगे हम वापस IPL 2020. So IPL is starting today. So we have a theme of IPL today. First question is very easy. How many finals MSD Mahendra Singh Dhoni has played? How many finals MSD has played? Mahendra Singh Dhoni has played how many finals? All right. Chalo. Let's see the correct answer. So the correct answer here is B, 8 times. He has won it 8 times. He has played 8 finals. And let's see the score list. Who is this organic lover man? Organic lover, Ganesh, fan of Modi ji, Samriddhi, Shreya ji on top 5. Let's see the next question. Let's see the next question. Which cricketer has scored fastest IPL 100? Which cricketer has scored fastest IPL 100? And the answer is yes. So it cannot be anyone else except Chris Gayle. Nobody can hit fastest 100 than him. So the correct answer is Chris Gayle. Let's see the score list. Organic Lover is out. Dream 11 IPL is in. Yes, Dhanush, right. So Shreya G is on second. Newton Chirag is there in top 5. Let's see the Pranav, I know you're Newton. Pranav is on the 7th moon, 7th sky, everywhere. Third question. Which team has successfully defended its IPL title? Which team has successfully defended its IPL title? You can check it. Which team has successfully defended its IPL title? And the answer is, I think I have to still verify. Some students have told me. I still have to verify. Most likely it is Chennai Super Kings. I have considered Mumbai Indians as the answer because the source where I took the quiz from had given D as the answer. That's why I have taken Mumbai Indians. But some student in the first year had told me, sir, it is CSK. So sad for those who have voted for CSK. Let's see the score list. Yeah, it can be CSK. I think it is 2010 and 11 season they had won. Shreya on the top, Thanos on the second, Vatan Gowda on the third, Monisha on the fourth, fans of Modi ji on the fifth. Let's see the next one. Pranav is still on 8. Happy for you, Pranav. How many teams Parthiv Patel represented before 2018 IPL? How many teams? This is not a record anybody would like to have, but still this guy has it. How many teams did Parthiv Patel represent before 2018 IPL? You can't get this wrong. And undoubtedly, the answer is, obviously, if I was in this quiz, I would have definitely chosen 6. The highest number or the lowest number. Middle में कुछ नहीं चाहिए. In this type of question, either highest or lowest. You should not choose anything in between. Right? So the correct score list now we have is fan of Modi ji is on top. Somebody is giving the publicity to Modi ji over here. Aditi AK, very good. Aditi on second. Shreya on third. Is this Vivekanand? VK. Fifth. Vatan Gowda on fourth. Or it is Vijay. Last question. Which cricketer has bowled the maximum number of dot balls? This question is also doubtful. Which cricketer has bowled maximum number of dot balls in IPL? So I am referring only one source. So I have taken those answers only. I have not verified them. So whatever answer they had given, I have taken that. So the correct answer has been, obviously, very few of you would have voted. It is Praveen Kumar. They had given the answer as A. I had also voted Lakshit Malinga, by the way. Let's see the score list. We can anyways verify this online. So the score list may we have third page, fan of Modi ji, Gauri on second, and first we have VK18. Who is this VK18? Aditi AK and Shreya G. Well played, guys. You are in the runner-up. That's all we have for today. Go home, enjoy the IPL, but don't forget you have to study also. Go home, enjoy the IPL, but don't forget you have to study also. Viresh, it happens, man. क्या happens? So चलो let's see that Pritesh. Tejas is weak है क्या? Very good Tejas. Maybe Danush. I have to check. चलो चलो चलो. Let's. नहीं Chandan, I won't. I get bored. I don't. Full to not. Some I may. Okay, Vivekanand. Today I will support Mumbai Indians. Today I will support Mumbai Indians. Why Mumbai Indians? Rohit Sharma. Simple. Rohit Sharma is there. Then you have Bumrah there. Not because they are strong players. I have seen them when they were not big players also. Since that time I am seeing them. I am not comparing the strength of the players. I am just saying I am seeing them for long. If I have to support Chennai, there is only one player I like in Chennai. That is MSD. But there are more players which I like in MI. Take care, Ankita. Vadiraj, I would say Vadiraj, I think it should be somewhere in November. I don't like Pollard. I like his fielding. I don't like his bowling, batting, anything. Just I like his fielding. No, I have not seen Padikkal. I have just seen him play in the counties and all. Ranji, county, all these plays. Aye, ABD Villiers. Always. Chalo, go guys, enjoy the season out there. And do not forget to study. Okay? Chalo, let me end it now. So study well, enjoy the season. May God bless you all guys. Take care.